Rounds 18 to 21 have been selected by the broadcasters, which means clubs and supporters have a definitive schedule all the way up to the final round of the season 2 months earlier than in previous seasons. The highlights include Welsh derby matches in round 18 and a full slate of derby games from across the championship on the final day in round 21, including the Dragons Judgement Day VII date with Scarlets at Principality Stadium on Saturday the 27th of April. Before then, Dragons will travel to Liberty Stadium to take on Ospreys on Saturday, March 23, 3 p.m. kickoff, and you can join the official supporters club who are offering a travel service to Swansea with full details available here. Dragons away games in South Africa follow, with the Men of Gwent up against the Southern Kings on Sunday the 7th of April, 3 p.m. local time, and then against the Cheetahs at Toyota Stadium on Saturday the 13th of April, 7:35 p.m. local time. The final rounds promise plenty of drama and mouth-watering entertainment, with 11 teams still in contention to reach the Guinness PRO14 final series. The final 4 rounds of the season will see intense competition as teams set their sights on reaching the Guinness PRO14 final at Celtic Park and securing Champions Cup qualification. Now in his 15th season with the Guinness PRO14, tournament director David Jordan said, "We are really thrilled to have all of the fixtures confirmed at this point, which is well ahead of previous seasons, and a great deal of gratitude goes to our broadcast partners for achieving this. Our fixtures are very complex to arrange given the nature of travel across 5 countries and the need to try satisfy clubs and broadcasters to get suitable kick-off times. Completing the process at a much earlier juncture allows clubs to better arrange their logistics, and it allows fans more time to plan their weekends when there will be so much at stake for their teams. The final few rounds look really appetizing, and it's terrific to see how competitive the fight for the Guinness PRO14 final series looks right now. I'm sure we'll see plenty of twists and turns in those last couple of weekends." Round 18 will also see Connacht Rugby hosting Benetton Rugby, with both teams pushing for a final series berth this year, live on TG4, DAZN, Premier Sports, iSport, while Edinburgh Rugby will welcome Leinster Rugby, live on Premier Sports and iSport, to the Scottish capital, hoping to maintain their place in Conference B's top spots. Edinburgh's push to return to the knockout stages continues in round 19 when they face a trip to Conference B rivals and 2017 champions, Scarlets, live on Premier Sports, while Munster Rugby host Cardiff Blues in a Conference A clash, live on iSport, Premier Sports, TG4. In round 20, Benetton will see Munster visit Treviso in what could be one of the biggest games in the Italian team's history if they are still in the hunt for a Guinness PRO14 final series place, live on DAZN, iSport, Free Sports. Elsewhere, 2 of the most consistent teams in the championship, Leinster and Glasgow Warriors, will face off in Dublin, live on iSport, Premier Sports. The final day of the regular season sees all 14 teams in action across Ireland, Italy, Scotland, South Africa and Wales. Judgement Day at Cardiff's Principality Stadium will provide another terrific setting as Dragons take on Scarlets and Cardiff Blues go head-to-head with Ospreys, both games live on Premier Sports. The Scottish Derby in Scottstown also promises plenty of fireworks, with Glasgow Warriors and Edinburgh, live on Premier Sports, battling it out in a fixture that could have historic results if 2 Scottish teams qualify for the Championship's knockout stages for the first time. In Ireland, iSport and Premier Sports will broadcast Munster's Derby duel with Connacht, while Premier Sports will be the host broadcaster for Ulster Rugby v Leinster in Belfast. In Italy, DAZN and Premier Sports will show every minute of the Italian derby between Zebre and Benetton in Parma, and the all-South African clash between the Isuzu Southern Kings and the Toyota Cheetahs will be live on SuperSport and Free Sports. Click here to secure your Judgement Day VII match tickets, or if you are a Dragons season member, contact the ticket office on 01633-674-990 or in person on match day to claim your tickets for the doubleheader at Principality Stadium as part of your membership. Guinness PRO14 Fixtures rounds 18 to 21. All fixtures are subject to change. Fixtures available here. https://www.pro14rugby.org/match-center/fixtures/round 18 Friday, March 22. All kickoff times are local. 19:35 Cardiff Blues v Scarlets, Cardiff Arms Park, live on Premier Sports 1, Irish Sport 2. 19:35 Connacht Rugby v Benetton Rugby, The Sports Ground, live on TG4, Irish Sport, Free Sports, DAZN. 19:35 Edinburgh Rugby v Leinster Rugby, BT Murrayfield, live on Premier Sports 2, Irish Sport 1. Saturday, March 23. All kickoff times are local. 1500 Ospreys v Dragons, Liberty Stadium, live on Premier Sports 1, Irish Sport 2. 17:30 Ulster Rugby v Isuzu Southern Kings, Kingspan Stadium, live on Premier Sports 1, Super Sport, Irish Sport 1. 19:45 Glasgow Warriors v Toyota Cheetahs, Scotstoun Stadium, live on Premier Sports 1, Super Sport, Irish Sport 2. 19:45 Munster Rugby v Zebra Rugby Club, Thomond Park, live on TG4, DAZN, Premier Sports 2, Irish Sport 1. Round 19 Friday, April 5. All kickoff times are local. 19:35 Munster Rugby v Cardiff Blues, Irish Independent Park, live on Irish Sport 1, Premier Sports 2, S4C, TG4. 19:35 Glasgow Warriors v Ulster Rugby, Scotstoun Stadium, live on Premier Sports 1, Irish Sport 2. Saturday, April 6. All kickoff times are local. 17:30 Toyota Cheetahs v Ospreys, Toyota Stadium, live on Super Sport, Premier Sports 1, Irish Sport 2. 18:30 Zebra Rugby Club v Connacht Rugby, Stadio Lanfranchi, live on DAZN, Premier Sports 2, TG4, Irish Sport 1. 18:45 Scarlets v Edinburgh Rugby, Park Y Scarlets, live on Premier Sports 1, Irish Sport 2. 19:45 Leinster Rugby v Benetton Rugby, RDS Arena, live on Irish Sport 1, Premier Sports 1, TG4, DAZN. Sunday, April 7. All kickoff times are local. 1500 Isuzu Southern Kings v Dragons, venue to be confirmed, live on Super Sport, Free Sports, Irish Sport, TBC, Round 20 Friday, April 12. All kickoff times are local. 1900 Benetton Rugby v Munster Rugby, Stadio di Monaco, live on DAZN, Free Sports, Irish Sport 1. 19:35 Isuzu Southern Kings v Ospreys, venue to be confirmed, live on Super Sport, Premier Sports 2. 19:35 Edinburgh Rugby v Ulster Rugby, BT Murrayfield, live on Premier Sports 1, Irish Sport 2. Saturday, April 13. All kickoff times are local. 1500 Connacht Rugby v Cardiff Blues, The Sports Ground, live on TG4, Premier Sports 2. 1500 Leinster Rugby v Glasgow Warriors, RDS Arena, live on Irish Sport 1, Premier Sports 1. 17:15 Scarlets v Zebra Rugby Club, Park Y Scarlets, live on Premier Sports 1, DAZN, Irish Sport 2. 19:35 Toyota Cheetahs v Dragons, Toyota Stadium, live on Super Sport, Premier Sports 2. Round 21 Saturday, April 27. All kickoff times are local. 1500 Dragons v Scarlets, Principality Stadium, live on Premier Sports 1, Irish Sport 2. 1600 Zebra Rugby Club v Benetton Rugby, Stadio Lanfranchi, live on DAZN, Premier Sports 2. 17:30 Toyota Cheetahs v Isuzu Southern Kings, Toyota Stadium, live on Super Sport, Free Sports. 17:15 Cardiff Blues v Ospreys Rugby, Principality Stadium, live on Premier Sports 1, Irish Sport 2. 17:15 Ulster Rugby v Leinster Rugby, Kingspan Stadium, live on Premier Sports 2, Irish Sport 1. 19:35 Glasgow Warriors v Edinburgh Rugby, Scotstoun Stadium, live on Premier Sports 1, Irish Sport 2. 19:35 Munster Rugby v Connacht Rugby, Thomond Park, live on Irish Sport 1, Premier Sports 2.